right, hello, welcome to day 2. We are going to, I don't know why I said 2 like that. We're gonna be doing our next set of blending sponges. So today it's Battle of the Drugstore. The other 2 yesterday were not really drugstore. One you buy from Sephora, the other you buy online. And who knows, maybe one day Juno & Co will be available in drugstores, but as of right now they are not. Okay, so this is the Real Technique sponge, and this is the Equal Tools Total Perfecting Blender. So without further ado, we already know the spiel, we already know the thing. I have my grading system. So today you'll notice probably like the lighting is different. I'm using studio lights today, so it's gonna look a little bit different than it did yesterday. Hopefully it's still like the same quality. So I'm actually already opening it up. So this one doesn't come with instructions. The package has a few instructions. It says rounded side for blending, flat edge for contouring, pointed tip for concealing, use damp or dry with liquid cream or powder or powder foundation. So okay, in terms of softness, I'm feeling it right now. It feels really good. I like the way this one feels. It's still not softer than the Beauty Blender from yesterday. But it is soft. It's got a very interesting texture. Almost feels like silicone-y a little bit. That's interesting. I wasn't expecting that. It definitely feels different than our Beauty Blender from yesterday and our Rosé sponge from Juno & Co. It has a noticeably different feel. And I'm opening up the Equal Styler tool. Equal Styler. I'm thinking of Equal Styler gel. Equal Tools. I can tell you right now, this is probably not going to have any instructions. In fact, the only instructions I'm seeing are on the package. And it says wet sponge, squeeze out excess water until damp, gently roll, stipple, or dab to blend product into skin. It says for heavy coverage. Obviously, this one, they figure at this point, listen, y'all know what blending tools do. If you don't know, why'd you buy this one from the drugstore? They figure you know. Whereas the Juno & Co. and the Beauty Blender, they give you instructions just in case this is your first one. Okay, so feeling this one, it is the hardest one out of all of the sponges that we've tried. So yeah, this one is definitely softer than this one. This one's kind of tough. So we'll see. I picked this one because I've heard good things about it. I can't remember if I was this close last time. I think I was, just because I want you guys to see my face and to be able to differentiate between the 2 different sponges. I'm beginning to think I should have done my makeup yesterday in studio lighting too, because it's so much clearer today than it was yesterday. Why are my hands always ashy? I swear. Oh, because I wash my hands a lot. Well, we're gonna go straight into the foundation now. We're gonna do, I think, like how I had it before, we're gonna do Real Techniques on this side and the green Equal tool on this other side. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm gonna do what I did with the other ones. Get some water, I'm gonna submerge it. This is how much it expands to. It doesn't feel much different. Well, it does. It's a little bit softer now, of course, that it's expanded. My whole thing with blending sponges is that they soak up product. So we'll see how the Real Technique sponge does. I'm gonna go ahead and get my Fenty Beauty, and I'm gonna do 2 pumps like I did the other day. I'm gonna let's go ahead and use the flat side, because I think that's gonna be a lot easier. So I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of press it on there and begin the blending process. You're using half a face. Oh yeah, I'm beginning to think I should have used, the studio light is so much better than natural light for this. You can see it's so much better. So I still have a little bit left over, but I think that did a pretty good job distributing. This is interesting because I definitely think this is doing a better job distributing this product than the Beauty Blender did the other day. I swear the Beauty Blender just soaked everything up. I even had to use a 3rd pump, remember? So this is what it looks like so far. Foundation on this side, no foundation on this side. And I think just the 2 pumps was enough. I'll get a little bit right now, just like a half a pump. I always need to go a little bit more extra around my mouth area because of my hyperpigmentation. But look at that. It does look like it did kind of soak up a little bit of that product. All right, so now we're gonna go over to this side with this hard sponge. I'm going to submerge it in water and we're gonna see how it does. Oh guys, this is barely expanded. I'm getting worried. Okay, oh no, she expanded. She needed a little extra time. She needs a little encouragement. This is expanded. She is expanded now and she's so much softer. She's on the same level of softness as the Raw Techniques right now. Well, maybe the Raw Techniques is a little bit softer. But I'm surprised at how soft she's gotten. That's actually pretty impressive. I thought for sure this was gonna be like a dud from jump, but she's not so bad. So we're gonna do the same thing, 2 pumps, okay? 2 pumps of my Fenty, see how far it takes me. I'm gonna use the big side again because it's like the whole face, so I'm gonna just kind of tap, dab, and let's get into it. Okay, wow. She said, don't underestimate me just yet, okay? She said, you won't even know, Matenzi. Wow, I am definitely impressed. Guys, these are drugstore sponges and they have performed better than the Beauty Blender. The Beauty Blender is $20. These drugstore ones cost me so little. I think the Raw Techniques is like $6. This one is like $4. Now, as you can see, do you see that little spot right there? That is a spot that needs to be covered up. So I think I had it yesterday too. So I'm gonna get like half a pump again. If you remember, I didn't need half a pump with Juno & Co. So far, Juno & Co. she's in the running to be America's Next Top Model. But I think, wow, guys, I am so impressed. I would say it did soak up some product, but I guess it didn't do a lot of soaking up of product. So these two, what I'm noticing is that they're great face sponges. I felt like my yesterday sponges were not good face sponges. Remember how I said I would not switch from using a brush to a sponge for foundation? I would actually consider switching to a sponge if it was one of these. So that's saying a lot. They're both very good. They have given me nice, even coverage and no streakiness. I think the softer the sponge, the more product it happens to soak up, which is interesting. We're gonna move on to concealer now. So I'm gonna go in with my Fenty concealer. I'm trying to just use up just one side of the brush. Oh my gosh, I just realized that I've recorded the whole beginning of the video without a microphone. So hopefully my sound quality isn't too bad. I apologize, guys, I completely forgot to connect my microphone. I was trying so hard to record it that I forgot to put my microphone in. Whatever, no matter. We're gonna go ahead and blend this out. It has gotten tacky probably, so I'm gonna go ahead and just blend. I'm using the pointier side because whenever I do concealer, I always use the pointier side. Okay, so I'm very impressed with how it did with the concealer. Concealer, it did not soak up. That's very impressive. And it might have something to do with the fact that I let it get tacky. I think I'll use the back side of this sponge to do this part of my face because that's the only thing I'm really worried about is the shape of this one. How am I going to really fit into this really kind of small area? This is the only sponge of mine that's not pointy, so I'm very interested to see how it performs. By the way, this is the palette I'm going to be using today. It's really popular from Profusion. I love all the bright colors and I'm really in love with Profusion Cosmetics right now. So we'll see how that looks and what I can make up with that. But I'll let you know if I like the palette in the end. Alright, I think we've waited long enough. I'm not gonna wait any longer. I'm trying to get out of here and get some food. It's like 8:35 and the place where I want to go to closes at like 9. Okay. She ain't blending. What's going on? If she's not blending, it's most likely because of me. I waited too long for it to get tacky. All right. So already I'm having the issue I thought I would be having, which is it's very hard to reach certain areas of my face. As you can see, she's doing so that the concealer fares well because the concealer isn't thick. I mean, sorry, because the concealer is thicker than the foundation, and letting it get tacky really helps. So she's managing okay, but she definitely is not performing as well as the Real Technique sponge did. If you remember, the last time I did my makeup, I added a little bit extra just underneath the eye, just for a little bit extra help. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that right now. And then I'm going to use my Can't Stop, Won't Stop and the sponge, just using the same that I used for my concealer. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna let it bake. But I'm using that same wet sponge and just putting it on the side of my face. I'm gonna use the pointy side just because, like I said, we wanna get into those hard to reach areas. If I use the flat side, I don't think I'll be able to get there. Ooh, this is so interesting. This one also picked up more, it also picked up more product, so that's interesting. Oh wait, I forgot something, didn't I? I forgot the contour. So we're gonna go ahead and apply that on right now. And have our blending sponges blend that out. I'm gonna use the butts now. The booty rocking everywhere. Well, I don't actually have a booty for this one because it's flat. I'm gonna use a rounded edge though. I'm gonna use a rounded edge for both to blend. So I'm gonna go ahead. The blending sponges really do well with contour. I've noticed that. I really do like how blending sponges contour. The rounded areas seem to be the perfect side to contour with as well. So if you are kind of like, what do I use to contour? A blending sponge seems to do a really good job with blending cream contour in particular, and cream products. Yeah, and just like I suspected, the blending sponge did just fine blending out cream contour. So I'm gonna go around my nose area, and I'm using like kind of what's left over on the sponge to go into the nose area. Okay. I think the Real Technique still wins by a hair just because she's shaped better. That slight curvature is actually more easy to use than this kind of more harsher curvature that's on this sponge. So that's really all I'm gonna do on camera for these sponges. I will be right back to give you my results. I'm gonna do my whole face and we will talk a little bit about which sponge actually performed better. Okay, so let's talk serious now. Let's talk about these sponges. This is what you are here for, right? You know, the good thing about it is, like, if you're just you're really good at doing your makeup, at the end of the day, no one's really gonna see a difference. So remember, we used the sponge, the Real Technique sponge for this side of the face, and we used the Equal Tools sponge for this side of the face, okay? So overall, I'm very impressed with both of these sponges. When it comes down to which one applied the smoothest and did not soak up product, Equal Tools was the winner. I found it applied the product nicely and evenly. I remember it was on this side. And I don't know if it's just this side, if I'm favoring this side, if I'm doing something different with this side, but I swear the Equal Tools applied better. When it comes down to which one did concealer better, they both did concealer quite well. I think using Fenty, it's thick enough to where it didn't get soaked up. What I'm finding is when something is softer, it seems the softer the product, the more liquid it soaks up. So foundation, this one didn't perform as well because it's a pretty soft sponge. It soaked up some of my product. Whereas this one is just harder. It seems more dense. It's more dense of a sponge. It did not soak up product. It actually applied it nicely. When it comes down to powder, surprisingly enough. Well, not surprising, because according to what we found out yesterday with the beauty blender, the softer brushes are better with powder. I don't know how. For some reason, they're just applying the powder much better. When it comes down to the shape, which one's ergonomically shaped better, the Road Technique sponge wins, because she managed to get into my inner corner of my eye so much more easier than this did. Same thing with the cream contour. That nice rounded edge on my Road Techniques was a lot easier to use around the nose and around the face. A lot better. Softness, obviously Road Techniques is better. That's 3 points for it. Contour, they performed about the same. So believe it or not, I think overall the Road Techniques wins, even though it soaked up some of my product for my foundation. As you can see, finished product, does it really matter that it soaked up a little bit of my foundation? No, it kind of does not. So I think I will do a third round, and I will let you guys know in one more video which sponge is superior. And I've had a lot of fun filming this, guys. So if you've liked it too, give it a thumbs up, give it a like. And if you have any questions, leave a comment below. I will try to get to them. I have finally added our YouTube channel to my phone and stuff. I know it's so weird why I never had that before, but so I can reply to a comment real quick. If you want to see more, subscribe, and if you want to know immediately when we post, go ahead and join the notification gang. Thanks for watching, and thank you for spending this time with me. I know your time is precious, and so I appreciate you spending time to watch a video with little old me in it. So have a good day, have a good evening, whatever it is, wherever you're at, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.